Hello again, chat. We are back. First of all, I've kind of done a lot since the last time I streamed, even though it was only like 2 days. But basically what happened is yesterday I locked in. So basically first I'm just gonna spend like the first part of the stream just like explaining what I've done. And look at like this right here. And then look at like the scripts and stuff. And explain all that. And then we're gonna actually like do things later. Thumbnail looks so pog. Yeah, I'm actually very happy with the thumbnail, not gonna lie. I will say like some of those like keycaps on the keys do not exist. They're not real. I just like drew them for the sole purpose of the thumbnail. So they don't do anything. But maybe one day they'll be realized or something. But I don't know, I was just like, how can I make this look slightly more interesting? Yeah, but it's the vision. It's coming together, you know? Yeah, okay. First of all, we have a keyboard that I made with pixel art. And when we hit play, if we give it a moment, I love waiting for Unity, it's my favorite. Okay, yeah, we get like the actual letters. And so basically what happens is, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. We have our keyboard weapon game object. And this has all of the keycaps in there. So right now it's just these, well, the ones that have text basically. And it basically just makes the keycap sprites, makes the letter, and then it superimposes them on top of that keyboard image I had before. So that's why like you can see the like this row goes over top of the row below it. But basically what happened is I had to like manually calculate exactly where each of these keycaps needs to go. I can't select them because it's constantly updating the display, but yeah, I had to calculate pixel by pixel where each keycap goes. It was great. That's why I did that part off stream, because it wouldn't have been fun to do or watch, I feel like. So anyway, you can take one of these keycaps, for example the 4 key, and we can change the keycap type. So right now there's just standard and then damage boost, and then there's also damage mult, which damage boost is just plus 5 damage instead of the standard plus 1, and then damage mult is times 2 damage. And those are like the only keycap types that exist. Whoa, face reveal? True. I think well, I don't show my face in my videos usually, but I think I've done live streams before. I don't know if it was on this channel, but back in the day I was streaming like Geometry Dash sometimes. Are you making a typing game? Yes, that is the plan. Yeah. You'll see in a second. I'm gonna show off more of it. But basically we have these keycaps and we can change the type, and then we can change the letter. So like I just changed the 5 to a Y, and then you can also change where it is. So like I put this in the 4 position, and it looks weird because there's another keycap there, but the functionality is there. Yeah, and then okay, that's it for this scene basically. Will it have alt layout support? I think the answer to that is like a yes, but because like I'm probably gonna keep like the display keyboard QWERTY. Like I'm probably not gonna change that, but like it will correctly interpret your typing according to your layout. Like I'm using it all layout right now, and when I attack the enemies, which I can showcase, it, you know, correctly, like, handles that. Go to the other scene. I have 2 enemies here. And so basically, if it loads, dun dun dun. I am not. Oh, my keyboard is Bluetooth and it is not connected. Help! Help! What's happening? Is my keyboard dead? Hello? Oh, okay. It is not dead. I did have to turn it off and back on again though. Let me show that one more time. Yeah, okay. So like you can see, I can type and I can attack the enemy and it dies. And so I was doing that typing with my alt layout, so like it does work. You can type with whatever layout you want. But I think like 2 things are like if your keyboard has like custom like shift layers and stuff, it will not correctly handle that for now, at least. And maybe I'll try to fix that, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put too much time into that if it's, you know, gonna be like 1% of players. Yeah. But anyway, I also want to just go back again and fight those enemies one more time so I can show that the damage calculation works. Actually, let me pause this. I have my keyboard weapon here. And so I defined, if we scroll down, B is set to be a damage boost keycap, and then N is set to be a damage multiplier keycap. So what we'll see is when I type banana and then hit spacebar to attack, we go to the console, it does 27 damage. And that's basically just B has damage boost, so it's 5. A is standard, so it adds 1, so that's 6. And then N multiplies by 2 for 12. Then you get plus 1 again for the next A, so that's 13. And then the next N multiplies by 2, makes it 26. And then the last A makes it 27. So the 3 keycaps I have are like functional. They work. Hello? Yeah. But that's like what I have so far, but I kind of want to go deeper into it and explain it a little bit. So like basically the heart of everything right now is this keycap class. And so basically a keycap has like 3 features. It has the position on the keyboard it's in, it has the letter or letters that it corresponds to, and then it has what type of keycap it is, so I can make like keycaps with special abilities or whatnot. And so basically I just made these enums, and it was very tedious. And then this array holds all of the characters for each of those different key types, which was super fun to write out. And I basically had to do this so I could have both shift characters be looked at, because, you know, 1 and exclamation point are going to correspond to the same keycap. And then positions was the worst part. I had to calculate, I had to like go in and do the math in the pixel art with the number of pixels, and like, oh, it's this far from the center, and then I scaled the pixel art up when I imported it, so I had to multiply that number by 3, and then I was like looking at it, and it's like, okay, when you put a sprite in Unity, it's 100 pixels per meter, so based off of that, it was a time. I'm glad I didn't try to do it on stream. to be honest. But yeah, so basically I've just done like all of the characters that are like a consistent size. And then you can see I have like to do, because I haven't done backspace or tab or like caps lock, because those are all different sizes. So those don't have like special keycaps, they're just like the background keyboard image. And those are also going to be the only keycaps that you can like customize, I think. Because I think it would be hard to like customize the other keycaps because they're different sizes. I don't know how that would work with the sprites and stuff. It would be weird. And then what I am thinking for the keys that aren't used, so like all of this looks great. If you finish it, will it be on Steam? Yeah, probably. That would be the plan. Maybe I do like a demo version on Itch or something? I don't know. I haven't actually used Itch before, but I know that's another option. But what I'm thinking is these keys like tab and caps lock and shift and stuff, I was thinking those could be like special modifier abilities that have like permanent effects on everything you type, and then instead of corresponding to a specific letter, and then maybe you get one of those after like boss battles or something. I don't know, there's a lot of possibilities. But basically, that's the plan with that. Yeah, this is all pretty, like, it's just the constructors you can make a keycap. These just, like, are how you get these. So then, that's keycap class. And then in the keyboard weapon script, basically it just has a list of keycaps. And basically what that lets me do is I can have the system and the inspector where I can, like, you know, change what each of the keycaps types are. And it's very nice. I spent a long time trying to figure out how to do that, so I could just, like, whenever possible, I like to do things in the inspector instead of, you know, having to, like, hard code numbers and stuff. So that's that. And then the other method in here is execute keycaps, which is basically just like what calculates how much damage you do. And this is also where like any special abilities would be called, or like things like that. So it basically just takes in a word that you use to attack a particular enemy, and it calculates the damage, it returns that damage, and then, I mean, in here it's just checking. It's going through every letter, and then it's checking every keycap. If they match, then it will do something depending on what keycap type it is. And next thing I want to show is the keycap display, which is literally one variable. It holds a sprite mapping. And that class is right here. And what that does is it just holds a keycap type and a sprite. And the reason this exists is that I can now go in the inspector, and if we go to our keycap display prefab, I can literally just make a list, and I can say this keycap type gets this sprite. And whenever I add a new keycap type, I can just say this keycap type gets this sprite. Like, I added all those sprites for the thumbnail that haven't actually been implemented yet. It took like 5 minutes. It was very easy. So that's nice. Yeah. Lastly, before I start actually doing new stuff, is the keyboard display. And so basically this is what actually like spawns all those keycap displays and places them. So right now it's updating every frame, but I will probably change that because it the scene to display the keyboard is already running at like only 60 FPS on my like pretty decent computer. So not great. But yeah, basically, whenever it updates the display, it destroys all the keycap displays that already exist, and then it goes through every keycap, it creates a display keycap for that keycap, and then it adds the letter based on the character, and then it will update the sprite based on those sprite mappings that we defined. So it's very nice. It's very simple to add more things. And that's what I want. But yeah, that's all the stuff I did. Literally just yesterday, pretty much. Like, almost all of that was yesterday. I just worked on this for like 5 or 6 hours, at least. But yeah. And then yesterday I also, like, actually made the pixel art. That took a little while. But yeah. What do we want to do, actually, this stream? That's the real question, right? So basically, I have, like, the simple battle and stuff set up. Do I want to save my changes? I don't remember what I changed. So, no. Yeah. But basically, we have, like, this little battle thing, and that's cool and all. But I want to start, like, actually, like, making some of the gameplay loop. So we're gonna need, like, different battles. We're gonna have, like, a map, so you can choose what path you want to go to. And then, ideally, I would like to add a shop, and then basically connect it all together. I don't know if I can do all of that today, but, you know, let's just do it. Let's just do it, you know? So the first thing I want to do is I have run info here, and that holds, like, the keyboard weapon, but I want to have just, like, something that holds all of the stats for the current run. Because this will be, you know, roguelike style. I basically just want to keep track of what happens. And that way I can start storing, like, how much money the player has, and then also how many battles they've won, which will be important. So let's create a script. I have to wait for it to compile. Give it a second. I've been getting this error every single time the project compiles. I don't know what it means. It never affects anything. You can just clear it. It's just a weird Unity moment. But I would like if it went away. That would be nice. Okay. Let's actually edit the script, huh? Here. Okay, we're gonna have public. Should money be an integer? Probably not. Yeah, I'll just call it money. I might rename that later. Battles 1. Those are the only two things I, like, think of immediately. But the next thing I want to do is make it so the enemies actually drop money when you unalive them. So I'll have to edit the enemy script, which I haven't looked at in a little while. Oh, is this why I'm getting the error? Question mark? Maybe? I don't know, man. Let's see. That would be interesting if it was. Okay. So basically we have run stats. And I think I'm just gonna tag that. I kind of feel like I abuse tags, but it seems like using tags, I think, is probably always better than like doing it based off the name of the game object, because then it doesn't break if you rename the game object, right? But I don't know if there's like an ultimately even better way that I just don't know about. Let's see. Private run stats, and then, oh, let's call that run stats actually. We don't want to think it's the enemy's stats, right? Run stats equals game object. Find game object with tag run stats. Oh. Get component. I've done this so many times now. Just this line of code, basically. It's ingrained in my soul. But basically, I mean, here I could just say run stats dot I capitalized it. That's not gonna work. Can I do random? Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to like do random numbers in Unity really. Random dot range, and I'm guessing I don't have it. I'm guessing I need to import something. System.random. Do I want system.random or do I want? What is this? What am I looking at right now? It's just using Unity engine. Okay, probably don't want system then. Let's see. Unity engine.random. There we go. And let's see, this is, okay, this is integer, which I think I do want. And I'm assuming, yeah, okay. Inclusive, exclusive, so I'm gonna make it 1 to 6. That way you can earn somewhere between $1 and $5. This is a very random range that I've chosen. I'll actually make those variables too. Max money reward. We're gonna do +1. So that they're both inclusive when I actually change them in the inspector. And then let's see. Just go to our enemy prefab and then make it. How about 2 and 5? Gotta get some guaranteed money, you know? Don't want to go into the first shop with no money. Yeah. Okay, and then after that, I'll just console log to make sure it works and all that. And then we test to make sure. I'm ready for some crazy intense typing. I think it'll be interesting to balance this game, because like, I type very fast, so like, I might be like, oh, this is easy, and then someone else may be like, oh, this is not easy at all. So it'll be interesting. But I'll definitely make like my friends play test it and stuff, so hopefully it'll be somewhat balanced. Okay, it looks... I thought it would be an integer. But I was... Yeah, I think maybe I was looking at system.random for that instead. Yeah. But I think it's fine if it's a float, honestly. I don't think I mind that. So I'm just not going to worry about it. Okay. Enemies drop money now. Isn't that lovely? Okay, we're going to make next. I have my sample scene here that we're in right now, but I want to make an actual battle scene. So that's going to be the next step. Because basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a map, and then you're going to choose like different paths you can go down, and some of them are going to be like battle, over here might be like shop, there might be like chest, or like very similar to like Peglin or Inscription. Like, I mainly got the idea from Inscription, like it has like different paths that like you can sacrifice your cards or whatever, and like that seems fun. I like that. So that's kind of the idea that we're going to go for eventually. But I figure first I should at least make like 2 different level types. So I want to make a battle scene, and then I want to make a shop scene. And the shop scene is probably going to take up like the most part of this stream, I feel like. Because I essentially already have a battle scene. Just like in here. Yeah, I'm actually just going to copy everything from this. Yeah. And then, let's see. What's going on here? Why do we have 2 main cameras? Oh, because it had a default one and then I pasted everything. That makes sense. Should do some cleaning. Do I need a... Let's save those changes. What does our sample scene have? I actually don't know why we have an event system. I don't know if that we need it. I think it might have just been a byproduct when I tried to add like UI earlier or something. But I think I can delete it for now. Okay. And then we are going to have an enemy spawner instead of manually placing these enemies. And then yeah, okay. Light background, that all seems fine. Okay. Let's make our enemy spawner. And so I'm basically, for now, since there's like not much to go off of in terms of difficulty or balancing, I think I'm just gonna make it, I'm gonna use like that battles 1 variable I created in the run info, the run stats. And then I'm basically just gonna say like battles 1 times 1.5 plus 4 or something, I don't know. I'll just like come up with some arbitrary equation that will suck, and then we'll fix it later. Will be the plan. Alright. What do we want? We probably want an enemy prefab for it to instantiate. And then when it starts, it's going to basically just instantiate some enemies. We need a spawn position, like system though. which I think what we might do is like, let me open up Paint to explain what I'm picturing basically. Basically just picturing player is here in the center. Just pick a random direction and then pick a random distance. And that's, yeah. I think that's the easiest way to do this. Because then I can set like a minimum and maximum distance, which would be nice. Yeah, and it'll be scuffed for now, but you know, I'm just trying to like get it done, you know? Or like get it started. I don't know. You get the idea. So first of all, I actually don't know how we're gonna pick a random direction. So we're just gonna Google that. Okay. Why is it so tiny? We'll just copy paste this for now. This is a vector 2, right? Okay, and then so this is normalized, which is probably good because I'm gonna let's have public float closest spawn distance and farthest spawn distance. That seems like a intuitive way to think about it. And then okay, yeah, I think we can just say float random distance equals random dot range closest spawn distance farthest spawn distance, and then random spawn position equals random distance times random direction. And then make this return vector 2, and we will return random spawn position. And then let's see, private int num enemies, and then private game object. Oh, we actually want the run stats, so we're going to do private run stats. Run stats. And then of course we have to get that. There definitely might be a better way. There definitely might be. Alright. And then okay, we'll say num enemies equals run stats dot battles 1 times I don't want to make this what do I call it? Enemy number base. Yeah, we'll do that. Once that stop battles 1 times enemy num, and we'll probably have to do some casting here. These should be ints actually in the first place. I'm just so used to typing float. And then let's see, is Let's see, did I make battles 1 an integer? Because it definitely should be. I did not. I don't think you can win half a battle. I'm pretty sure. So, we're not going to be doing that. Alright, where was I? Okay, this now works, and then... we're just gonna instantiate some enemies. Enemy prefab, transform. Let's see. I need to like make a transform, right? So transform, enemy transform equals new transform, and then we can do position and rotation, right? I think so. I think that's how it is. We'll see. Generate random. What do I call it? Generate spawn position. And then like quaternion dot. What's like the default? Euler? Is that a real thing? Position, rotation, and scale. Okay. Okay. Does this count as a rotation? This is always just going to be 1. Transform does not contain a constructor that takes 3 arguments. Can I get an example, please? Making a new transform in code. Yeah, that's what I want. Oh, can I just... when I create the game object, it gets a transform? Is this true? Because that makes a lot more sense, actually. If I just, yeah, because I can say enemy is that, and then enemy dot transform dot position equals generate spawn position. But that's a vector. Let's see. Why is it okay with this? Will this work? Because the thing that's confusing me is that this is a vector 2, and this is a vector 3. But does it just know? Like, will it only do X and Y? Is that what's gonna happen? I guess we'll find out, right? Enemy spawner. Alright, this actually needs the script on it. Okay, closest spawn distance. Let's do like... what would be like... so off-screen horizontally is negative 8.88. I kind of want them to spawn like right at the edge of the screen, right? Or at least, actually I probably want them to spawn like off-screen. So I could make it 10 and then like 20? I don't know. Right now it's spawning all the enemies at the same time, so I have to like kind of vary the distance a lot. But I could change it so it's on a timer too. So many questions. So then the multiplier, do battles 1 times 2. Oh, maybe, I think I actually do want enemy no multiplier to be a float though. Actually, maybe they should just both be floats, to be honest. And then like, okay, let's see. We're going to convert it all to an int. Okay. So it'll just do the float math, and then it'll make an int at the end. That's what I really want. Wait for that to compile. Okay, enemy non-multiplier. 1.5, and then base, we'll say it's 4 enemies. Sure. Oh, I'm just picking random numbers. Let's see if this, like, works at all. I'm just gonna pause it immediately. Pause. First of all, I want to lower the scale of the game window. Do we see... I don't see any enemies. Do you see any enemies? I sure am noticing a lack of enemies. Unassigned reference. Ah, classic. So classic. You know what? I think that qualifies for a silly counter. Because I went out of my way to set every other value. But I was like, enemy prefab? No. It's not important, right? Prefabs, enemy. I'm sure at some point. You're programming the enemy system? Yes, pretty much. That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry for my bad English, I speak Spanish. That's fine. That's looks good so far. I totally understand that. Yeah, so right now I'm just making like the basic battle. It spawns enemies, and I'm kind of just doing like a very simple version. Because what I want to do really today is I want to make like a basic battle, and then I want to make a shop where you can buy things, and then I want to make like a map scene that connects it all, so you can like go from battle to shop to battle to shop type thing. Yeah, and that's like kind of the vision for today, but I don't know if I'll get all of that done. But yeah, for now I'm specifically working on spawning enemies randomly, essentially. Let's see. This error just always shows up. I don't know why it shows up. It doesn't mean anything. Oh, we saw them. Okay, so it did spawn our enemies. Interestingly, they all spawned up here. I wonder if that's like a coincidence or not. Let's see. Actually, here's an idea. Let's set this to a really high number. A number much higher than it needs to be. Actually, let's make it 100. And then we can just make sure they actually spawn everywhere I want them to spawn. Okay, pause. Okay, cool. I would say it works correctly. Alright, I got this. There's only 3 words, and right now it selects multiple enemies at a time, so I only have to type 3 words. I want to see the console after that. Oh yeah, enemies now selected. Oh yeah. Oh wait, let's see. I got $409. Nice. Okay. Let's see. I'm actually debating the way you select enemies, because like what happens now is you type their word, and then they become selected. You hit spacebar to attack them. And if you make a typo, it resets your progress typing the word. But it was suggested to me that I could have it so, like, you should limit to kill one enemy for one word. Well, that kind of ties into what I'm about to say. Um, my original plan was that I was just gonna prevent duplicate words because I want it to be like I wanted it to be smooth the way you transition between enemies. Like I wanted you to be able to switch to a different enemy at any time if you decided. Um, but it was suggested to me that like if someone types a character wrong, instead of resetting, I could still accept the attack, but that letter's ability basically just wouldn't happen. It would be like it wouldn't get triggered. So like I don't know if you've seen. Let me get my other scene here. And load this up, just so you have context for what I'm about to say. So I have like these keycaps, and they have different types. So like you have standard, and then you have damage boost, and you have damage multiplier. So a damage boost will increase the damage by 5, and then damage multiplier will multiply all of the damage by 2. And when you type a word, it like calculates letter by letter. So like if you typed 1, 2, 3, it would be like the standard 1 gets 1 damage, the 2 gets 5 damage because it's the damage boost, and then that 6 gets multiplied by 2 by the 3. And so like the word 1, 2, 3 would do 12 damage in this case. But as I was saying, it was suggested that I could just make it so typos don't do their effect at all. Which like maybe I'm thinking about it. Because what I could do instead is that you have like one enemy you're targeting at a time, and it's picked just like based off of which enemy is closest. But I could also make it so you like can hit tab or something to switch your target. But I'm still debating it because I don't know if I want to force the player to target a certain enemy. Because I could add like I was thinking about adding keycaps that are like, this keycap does +2 damage for every word you've typed without using this keycap, and then when you use it, it resets. And so like it would be nice for a player to choose to delay using that keycap, if that makes sense. That's a lot of words, but yeah, I'm definitely debating how I want to do the enemy selection, but ultimately I am going to make it so it doesn't like, you don't kill like 10 enemies at once. Hey man, I hope your game pops off, or at the very least satisfies your expectations. Thank you. I already feel happy. Like, I feel like we got a lot done already. In not that much time. But yeah, definitely, like, I think it'll be fun to play. I don't know, like, ultimately, I think, like, a typing game is gonna be niche, and, like, I don't think it would ever be, like, wildly successful or anything, but it's, like, I think like, if it's good, then it could be, like, a cult classic type vibe. Because, like, most typing games are, like, Flash games. Would you say programming your own game is the most fun part of the process? I feel like either doing the programming or just, like, designing. AKL Cult Classic, exactly. I feel, because, like, sometimes the programming is annoying and tedious. Like, let me show a great example. I made this keycap class, and you can see it right here. This is what, like, actually spawns the keycaps when we hit play here, and places them on the keyboard. I would like for it to load so you can see. Yeah, and it, like, So basically we have the background keyboard, but then it also makes these keycaps that like display over top. And so that's how you get the letters and stuff. And I had to calculate all of those positions by hand using like pixels and stuff. And it was tedious. It wouldn't have been fun to do on stream, but I did it off stream. And it was, yeah, it it wasn't the greatest. And then like, and then here I also have this nice thing where I can like select the keycap type, and I can select the keycap letter, and I can move it to a different position, and I can do all of that in the inspector. But I had to add all of these manually when I did it. So like, yeah, all 46 of these I had to like configure the position and the letter. It was just like 20 minutes of clicking. So sometimes, you know, just designing is more fun than programming. But I do tend to like just get into a flow state, and I enjoy it, so it's not so bad, really. Okay. Where were we? What about brainstorming? Yeah, brainstorming is fun. I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes, like, brainstorming is, I don't spend, like, that much time just pure brainstorming, at least not yet. It's just, like, it comes together. It comes to me. And it's like, oh, what if I do this? And then, like, it's the most annoying part for you because you have no imagination. I feel like, yeah, that's definitely valid. Like, I can see that happening later, but, like, I've had this, like, basic concept in my head for a long time. But I did spend a little bit of time last night just, like, thinking about different keycap ideas for the abilities. And, like, I came up with a few, but it seems daunting to come up with, like, dozens, you know? Like, am I really going to be able to come up with dozens of different fun ideas? But I've also realized, like, I think one of the keys to being able to brainstorm, like, game ideas is to play games. Because, like, when I was growing up, I literally just played Minecraft for, like, the first, 15 years of my life or whatever. Just all Minecraft. Like, I barely played anything else. I played, like, Binding of Isaac a few times. But I realized, like, if I want to have fun mechanic ideas, I should play more games. And, like, a lot of inspiration for this comes from, like, Balatro. The map thing that I want to do comes from Inscription. So it's just, like, all that. I have no idea of the mechanics, because, I just came in, but an idea that comes to mind is that when hitting backspace, it deletes the letter you typed before. I see what you're saying. Oh yeah, Inscription is excellent. I love Inscription. Inscription is easily my #1 favorite game, and Balatro is easily second. Like, I don't even think it's close. I mean, those two are kind of close, but, like, after that. The word includes number symbols replacing letters. Yeah. So, I haven't mentioned this to you guys who have just gotten here, but part of the idea is that when you switch a keycap, you can place that keycap anywhere, and if you have, like, let me load it once again, even though it's going to take 10 seconds, just so I can make my point more obvious. So if we have this here, and then let's go to F. If we take F and we place, like, an E keycap in it, and, like, maybe it's damage boost, so we really wanted it, the letter F no longer exists. You will never see the letter F again unless you place an F keycap. What's going to happen now is that every letter F is replaced with E. And or, depending on how playable that is. you just won't get words that contain the letter F. And that's the idea. That's part of the fun of it. Because it's gonna get messy, basically. Yeah. And before 50% usage E. Yeah, that's another thing. Like the English language, you know, E is the most common letter, so you're gonna want a lot of E. And you know, there's gonna be similar logic like that for all the most common letters, the least common letters, and then also even like you'll want to put damage multipliers on letters that tend to come at the end of the word. And so you could think about it a lot, basically, is what I'm getting at. It sounds entertaining, but also like brain hurty. Yeah, I'm gonna have to balance it like a lot. It's gonna be interesting. Because I don't want people to like have to like massive brain, but I also don't want it to be like, I don't want there to be a point where you reach like a hard cap on your typing speed and then you just lose, because that's no fun. So like I have to balance the typing test aspect with the strategy aspect, and like how much does each one affect your performance, basically. And so yeah, that's kind of like a thing. Like I was even picturing like if I went more for like it's about strategy than typing, then like that idea where a keycap like doesn't fire if you like typo. Maybe it just doesn't do damage if you typo, and then maybe it still does its effect. So maybe you could just have a build of your keyboard where you happen to type everything wrong on purpose, and that happens to be the most successful way to complete the game. You know, just like funny ideas like that. Yeah. What was I doing before we started chatting? All the chit-chatting? Let's see. Okay, I want to make sure this just like functions as a thing, and it makes sense. I should also add more words at some point, but I've just kind of waited on that. You just unalive everything all at once. The game works kind of funny right now. It's very silly. It would probably be better already if I just, like... Let's see. In my scripts, I have a word bank. What words would we like to see, guys? What are your suggestions for words? I want... I want to see if capitalization actually works, because I don't think I've tested it. I feel like if you're going to be replacing letters, the inherent advantage of AKL analysis brain rot is going to be huge. That's valid. Basically just like... Well, what I could really do is we just look at monkey type and then, like... because it's open source, so... Is it in front end or back end? I don't know. Static languages? English 1K? Look at this beautiful list. I can just yoink. And then I should just be able to say, hey, that's mine now. I want to indent it. It's gonna take a second. Scroll, 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 scroll. I wish I had like the Logitech mouse that has the super funny scroll wheel. Okay. And if I am right, then this just like works. Hopefully. I think capital letters are required. Yeah, I will do that eventually. It's just for now. Okay, yeah. And like now you can get duplicate words, but the chance is low. I so like when it comes to capitalization and symbols, I think that like at the start it might not have any of that, but then like every time you beat a boss it makes the game more difficult somehow, and maybe the way it does that is it adds capital letters, or you can get symbols now, or you can get numbers now, and it just like I don't know. So like I've been thinking just a little bit about like how I can do all that, but it's not something I'm super worried about like at this exact moment. So yeah. Okay, well I think this is done. So the next thing I want to do is make a shop, which I don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet. But we're gonna figure it out. Is the plan. I think I will steal the background from one of these scenes. Copy. Paste. Okay. And then we will definitely want our keyboard display. That will be essential. How do I move you? What's happening? Okay. Move the keyboard up here. Basically, I think like down here, I'm just gonna have like different shop options spawn, and they'll all just be keycaps for now, I think. So I think shop items. I think I'm just gonna like can't double click this to rename it. Okay, we're gonna need to make like a purchasable keycap prefab or something, because it's gonna behave differently than any other kind of keycap, I think. So let's do that. Purchasable keycap, and it'll have a keycap display. Maybe we'll scale up the keycap display. I don't know. We'll see. And then let me put this at 0, 0, 0. Okay. So basically, we're gonna have to do some thinking. about how this will work. I think like okay. I'm thinking for now, you have your keyboard, basically. You have your keycaps. And for now, I think you will click the keycap you want. Boom. And then once you click the keycap, you'll actually just press the key on the keyboard corresponding to the keycap you want to replace. And then, if that, we'll see. We'll see if that feels good. And then I'll make it so that later, probably, instead of clicking the keycap, you type a word to select which one you want to buy. I think that makes sense. I actually, I might just do the typing the word thing now, because I will be able to reuse my typing test script pretty easily. So, I don't know. Let's just start cooking. How do you spell purchasable? I did it so confidently the first time. Add that here. Okay. So, a purchasable keycap. I think shop items with time, freeze time, or slow time. Yeah. I think shop items with time, freeze time, or slow time, and activate typing the name of item. Are you saying it would be like an ability, and then you type the ability's word to like cast it as a spell? Is that what you're kind of... It's definitely a possibility on the list. Alright, let's open that script. What's going on here? I'm making a competitor to your website. That's what's happening. Typing roguelike is the plan. I don't like it. What? 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 Huh? What? Huh? No. I don't like being challenged. I don't think it'll actually quite be a competitor. If for no reason other than I actually don't think I would ever reach nearly the size, or like even a fraction of the size of the user base of monkey type. I feel like this game could blow up. Okay, well, duo thinks differently. Don't worry, we'll just... If you finish the game, you can everyone ping. Ooh. Ooh. That would be valuable. I am aware also that, like, monkey type Discord has like 60,000 members, and my Discord status says I'm streaming, and I'm at the top of the monkey type server list. So like even when I was doing my test stream, that was set to unlisted, a random dude from Monkey Type just like showed up, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "I'm testing audio. That's what's going on." Yeah, that's what's happening. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna need like a. I guess we'll have some variable to see if it's been selected. I'm assuming you don't have much done. I do not have much done. Yeah. I mean, if you rewind or go back at the end of the stream to like the start, I basically went over everything I've done. Just about. So you could look at that. But it's not much, really. I just started, I mean, the stream says day 3, but like really I started like a week and a half ago probably. You should be on top of the AKL as well. Real. Okay, how do my brain hurts so much. It's hard to do anything I've never done before on stream. It's definitely a lot of multitasking. So just bear with me, basically. That's what I'm saying. Okay, but this keycap is gonna get a typing test and a name tag display. I think the name tag display goes on the typing test. I don't remember how I set this up. Do I have a... I do have a prefab. Is it anything? Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't think this gets this. I think this gets this. And then I think I need to update the prefab a lot. Day 3 of day 3. True. It is day 3 of day 3. Kinda. Let me go to my scene. Yes, save, please. And actually, I go to the enemy prefab. That's what I'll do. And let me copy this name tag display. And I should probably update the prefab to like... Oh yeah, this is very outdated. Here's what we're going to do, actually. We're going to delete this prefab. And then... But it used the... And I can't undo that, can I? Okay, well, I might just have to set it up again. Let's see. Okay, we go here. We hate to see it, really. Is there any way for me to, like, not have done that? Okay, well, it won't take long, probably. Name tag display, we tag it with name tag display. We give it a 3D object, text mesh pro. We call this current word. We give it the tag, name tag underscore target. Let's look at the code. That'll give me hints as to how I had it set up. tags I think actually don't matter. Oh wait. Yeah. And then, okay, tag does not matter. I ended up not using the tag here. Okay. First things first, we set it to monogram font. Second thing, center it in all the directions. Is enemy... Why is the enemy prefab not at 0, 0? Why is the name tag display not at 0, 0? Okay, well, we want it to be above the enemy. Put it up here. Current word. Scale. Something like that. Okay. And the name tag display script goes on the name tag display. It does seem. Compare tag name tag? Let's see. Okay, no. The enemy itself gets the name tag display script. I might not have set this up like the best when I set it up. It might not be the most self-explanatory process. Okay, let's see, let's look at our enemies in the scene and make sure they look like about right. It's been destroyed, but you're still trying to access it. Hopefully that just goes away, right? The error will it'll just go away, right, guys? Oh, I think okay. It's displaying sample text. Pause. Why are you displaying sample text? I'm assuming it has to do with my tags. Maybe this should not have... I think this doesn't have name tag. This does have name tag. And let's just unpause. Okay, well... It only does it at the start. Yes, okay, but the Text Mesh Pro is what we're looking for the tag on. So if we go to our enemy prefab, the Text Mesh Pro, which I'm going to simply rename to Word. Now let's test. We love accidentally deleting the important thing. Or rather, intentionally deleting the important thing and then regretting it. There we go. Cool. Alright, now we will make name tag display a prefab. Enemies may have 2 or more words to defeat, depending on their difficulty. Yeah, that's a good idea. I have a, in the description, I have a Google form if you want to put ideas in there so that they don't get lost in the chat. Why don't you have a public variable on the enemy script and you can just drag and drop the text element onto that in the inspector. Don't hurt my brain. No. I mean, that's a good point. Actually, what I think I should do is that you... Maybe the typing test script should actually have that. That might make more sense. Or even this, like instead of searching for the Text Mesh Pro, I could just make it a public. It works though. It works right now. And that's what's important to me. Right now. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. Exactly. You get it. Okay. Purchasable keycap now has a thing. What I'm gonna do is why? Wait. Okay, let's see. What's weird here? Okay, what's weird here is that the keyboard doesn't look centered, but it is centered. That's what's happening. It just didn't feel right. But I'm just gonna make this like -7. Yeah, -7, -2, -3, and then like -3.5, -2. I'm just positioning these so I can just like set the keycap to be a child of it, and then you know. It's gonna be a larger gap in the middle. This doesn't feel centered. Nothing about this feels right. Okay. Yeah, like that is closer. This is much further from the edge than this one is. Even though I've set them to -7 and 7. Half of monkey type. Real. No, but mine is like this because I haven't worked on it long enough, and yours is like that because you've worked on it too much. The dichotomy of unorganized code. Exactly. Okay, I'm actually just... This isn't... Okay, this is not centered. That is the problem. There is no in-between. Yeah, you actually just jump from one state to the other. Ayo, Myodeck here. Ayo, not gate here. That's the real excitement. Okay, and then if I put this as a child of this, and then I put it at 0, 0, 0. Ta-da! Okay. And then purchasable keycap. Okay. Public void. Select. Darn you. Autocomplete. Oh no. I need to play this game. I need like public void start is selected equals false. Maybe private actually. Okay, so now we can utilize something funny I did. How you like it? Okay, how you liking Unity? Wasn't it Godot at first? Haven't kept up. I was using Godot for other games in the past, but I just wanted to learn Unity because like if you get a job, then they're probably not using Godot. They might be using Unreal, but there's a good chance they're using Unity. And then second main thing is that I've taken several university courses now that use Unity, and so like the last time I like actually made something in Godot was like several years ago now, like 2 or 3, that I made like a decent project. But now I've done things in Unity, so yeah. Man's got a standing desk too. Yeah, I'm standing. I'm standing. It adds energy to the stream. Maybe. I don't know. That was my idea. Except that I'll be streaming for like 2 hours and I'm like, dang, my feet hurt. It's the only downside. Okay, I'm gonna read these ideas in a second. First, I want to show off my typing test on complete. You can literally just drag in a game object, and then you can be like, drop down, purchasable keycap, select, and it just runs what other method you put in there. And yeah, it's fun. That's my proudest accomplishment so far, because it's so reusable. It's beautiful. I have 3 ideas for enemies that I will send via the form. 1 enemy with double letters. Ooh, okay. Enemy that requires the word backwards. Enemy that mixes up the words and forces you to write it correctly. Oh, okay. These are all good ideas. There's too many ideas. There's so many possibilities. Yeah, I was like talking about this in Monkey Type yesterday, and people just started spamming ideas, and I was like, oh god. And then yeah, make sure to list them somewhere. I do have a Google Doc, and then I also, after being spammed at in Monkey Type, made a Google form, which nobody used, as expected, pretty much, because they already moved on to a different conversation. But yeah, right now I'm just spamming like everything in a Google Doc, and I do have a Trello, but like I'm too lazy to update the Trello. It exists. I think like right now I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just kind of free-flowing. I need to make a design doc for my game. Drawing out the UI on paper helps so much. What is your game? Tell us more. Yeah. I definitely, I like to spam things on Google Docs. Like, I should probably, like, draw things out more, but it's just not, I don't like it. I don't like drawing. I like to just, like, I don't know. Like, when I, like, made websites in my web design class, like, I hate sketching out the wireframe. I just, like, put it, like, I like to just put everything on the web page and then just, like, start applying CSS and let it come together somehow. And, I don't know, somehow it turns out fine. But, like, I don't know. I never liked drawing things out. Anyway. Can I select my key count? Well, I'm not gonna have any way to tell, will I? So I should probably do something about that. Now I have to wait for it to start so I can stop it though. Oh, I started it again. Classic mistake. Classic Unity moment. I'm just gonna start changing code. go. I think, I feel like I've seen G-Fruit around, like, not that long ago. I don't know when or where, but I think they're around, kinda. Oh, does my... What's happening here? This gets... The keycap is not changing its word. What up with that? You're a Colmac gamer, right? Not anymore. Not anymore. Because after Colmac, I switched to Semi-Mac for the competition. And then yes, now I use my own layout that I made. It's like this one. This one. Smi-Mac. True. Real. Yeah. This is what I use now. But also, like, I got a MacBook for school, and I never bothered using my layout on it, so I've actually been using QWERTY quite a lot. So, I'm decent on QWERTY now. I'm almost faster on QWERTY. Well, not really, but like... I'm like about as fast on QWERTY until I reach a word that's like actually difficult, and then bad things happen. But yeah, I've been using QWERTY a lot, actually. But still, like... This is much more consistent. And just faster, actually. Yeah. Have you worked on getting the alts right with QWERTY? No. Well, like, I don't know. I think I do to an extent, but I haven't like consciously tried. But like, I think I just do it. What keyboard distribution is? I'm not quite sure what that means. What do you mean by that? But, yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. What's different between the enemy and name tag display? Word. This is set to name tag. Name tag display. Did I add that script? In monkey type is not like QWERTY, it's scrambled. So basically, they're all different keyboard layouts that monkey type lets you simulate. So I use my own called Octa 8 generally, and that's, you can see it here. But normally by default it will, you know, it'll just be QWERTY, and then key map layout, emulator sync, yeah. But yeah, I like made my own keyboard layout essentially. And so it's hurting my brain to type in multiple different layouts. But yeah, there's a lot of them. but I use my own. This. Okay. Have this. This needs the name tag display script. Or, no. Wait, yes. The way I've done this is very strange, and I should definitely change it later. But for now, I'm just going to copy what this component has. And then go back here, paste component values. A very different amount of progress gets made when when I'm streaming and when I'm not streaming. Okay. And then in the console, okay. Cool. Cool. Endless errors, love to see it. Oh, the keyboard display is trying to get the run info, but we don't have the run info in this scene. So let me do that. I think the run info is just going to be like a permanent game object, and I'll just, we'll switch, eventually we'll like switch between the scenes in code, and then I'll just have it set to, don't destroy on load or whatever. So it saves between scenes. And that'll be the strat. But for now, I'm going to copy you and put you in the other scene as well. I also have like no error checking in any way at any point, so when the object doesn't exist, it just gets the error. It's not like, oh, it's broken. Nah. Okay, and purchasable keycap selected. Love to see it. And then I'm basically gonna lift the code from the enemy select. Okay. We won't need most of this, I think, but for now we're just gonna copy it, because it does multiple things that I want to do. In purchasable keycap. Get rid of that print. I want it to do the name tag display things. Don't care about this. Don't care about this. Don't care about this. So I just go away. And then there's also another method I want to lift. Show if selected. Oh, this looks so messy. And then we will indeed need private sprite renders. Sprite rend? How do we get that? I assume I just did get component. Oh, come back. Yeah. We love artificial intelligence. What do I call it? Outline material. Basically what I'm doing right now is copying the code that makes the enemy get an outline around it when you select it, and just like yoinking it into the keycap. In the future I might make it like I can make it like a separate thing, but like a separate component. But we're not doing that right now because we're silly. we need these actually to be materials, I'm assuming. And then private void update, we will call show if selected. So that it actually updates the material. And then we wait for Unity to compile. Okay. Now I need to go in here and set these materials and the price. And I'll have to add a display for the price. I haven't done that yet. So the material we have, so for outline material we have outline sprite, and then otherwise I believe sprite's default. Let's see if all that works. Dum, dum, dum. Dear. Okay, it did not work. We didn't get any errors, but it did not work. Let's see. Oh, probably because we need to change the material on this. So we need to get how will we do this? I'll just make it a public member. That'll be the easiest way, right? I should definitely make this more like I should make the outline functionality like a separate component, but it is what it is. Oh, I'm in play mode. One day Unity will add saving changes from play mode, right? Right, guys? Gather. Okay, still doesn't work. Probably because I didn't actually use it, right? Yeah? I don't do it right. Imagine that. Imagine that, guys. If you don't use the variable, it doesn't use the variable. I think the silly counter has to go up for that one. Not gonna lie. It's a pretty big silly. Okay. Play. Data sense incident 0. Pretty much. It's like when I spend like 5 minutes trying to figure out why something isn't working and I just didn't attach the script. Wow, this still didn't work. Okay, let's see. Keycap selected. So it's selecting it. And then in here. Oh, it's still. I renamed the variable so it reset its value in the inspector. One day it's gonna work, guys. One day. When will it be done? Not for a very long time, probably. Yeah, I don't know. This is just the start, so. Okay, it does the outline. Yeah, but like I don't want to rush it, so. And at the end of January, I go back to university, so I'm gonna have less time to work on it. So it'll probably be a while, but hopefully I'll have like something playable in the next like couple of weeks at least. Still probably before Tribe. Yeah. Will Tribe ever really happen though? You know, it's kind of like Half-Life 3 type thing, you know. uh, um, uh, um. Oh, we had the outline issue, and I actually know how to fix that. I think the problem is that the sprite. Because I had this issue before. That's not sprites, textures. That's what I want. Keycap. Yeah, standard. Okay. It's set to tight, but we want full rect. If I remember correctly. If I ever get a grip again, my GitHub graph illustrates my levels of grip pretty well. Should we look at the GitHub? I already have monkey type GitHub open, you know, because I stole your word list. So, when will I publish it? I have no idea. It depends how long it takes and stuff, and like, if everything, well, I gotta go. I'll see ya. If everything, ain't gonna. If like, I'm like, oh, this is good. I like this, and I want to like actually put it on Steam and everything and sell it. Then like I would find a publisher. So I wouldn't publish it myself because that sounds awful. But yeah, I mean that. Who knows? Who knows when that would be? I think this stream really highlights my ADHD. Not that I'm diagnosed with ADHD at all, but there's more green squares over here, and there's less green squares over here. That's what I'm seeing here. How does... Okay. Yeah, there's... Compare this to the previous years. 2023. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. You're doing way better than 2019. POV, global pandemic hits, something. I don't know. Still couldn't be me. I actually feel so... Like, I've been working on this, but, like, in every other aspect, I feel like I've been, very unproductive. Like, yeah. I feel like my... Okay, this still... Yeah, like, one of my concerns in life right now is, like, will I find a job? Ever. And, like, I've just been ignoring that problem. I've just been pushing that problem to the side. Can I need, like, space around the sprite. %1 improvement is better than 0. That's true. I definitely, like... I'm getting there. A little bit. What does extrude edges do? Does it do what I want it to do? Nope. Okay. We're gonna have to do this the hard way. I think. Let me actually... Is there anything else that's like... Okay, because I know a way to fix this, I just don't feel like doing it. But we can edit the texture if we must. I can just take... Nope. This thing is on the wrong layer. It's bothering me. Okay. Copy this. Go here. Paste. Grab this. Goodbye. Grab this. Put it over here. And then we just need to select more space around it. Basically. Let's see. Something like that. And then file, export as. Make sure it's the right thing. It's not. Yes, replace it. Export. Yes. Okay. Are you still with me? Let's see. Okay, and then we'll have to do this. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't break anything. Imagine that, like, I don't know if you saw, if you were here earlier, but when I placed the keycaps onto the keyboard image, like we have the blank keyboard image, and then we put the keycaps on top of it. Where is it? Keycap. All of the positions are hard coded to line up perfectly with the pixel art. And I was like doing some stupid math to like make it all line up. So basically the point is hopefully this doesn't break that or anything. I don't think it will. It's not the worst thing I've seen. Real. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it'll be fine because the sprite is still centered, so... Okay, there we go. We can select a keycap now. This is so exciting. Okay. Next thing. Is there a paste as child? That's what I should have been doing. Okay, yes, okay, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, I've kind of spaced them weirdly. Game dev is so good for this. Immediate reward. Oh, yeah. It is nice. I actually just, like, can't finish personal projects at all. It's not good. I'm just gonna do that so it's like slightly more balanced. It's still not perfect. But yeah, this is nice because I can see things happening and that makes me happy. But I was working on some other projects that were just like very computer sciencey and like I don't want to finish them. They're boring. I think that might also be like part of why I like web design. not so much like, well, I like throwing things around with CSS and all that, but I don't like when I've tried to do like actually using like Next.js and React and all that. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I want to do anymore. But like Web Design 1 at community college, that was a great time. That was a great time. I don't know what you mean immediate reward. We have to wait like 20 seconds for Unity to compile every time. So now we just have to make it so you can't select multiple. Which I mean, I could just use tags. Could also I could find a maybe I'll just use tags. I can have a tag for the purchasable keycap, and then when one gets selected, it finds every purchasable keycap using that tag, and then it sets them all. It can hide the name tag display for all of them. Or no, it will keep the name tag displays, except for the one that's selected. And then deselect all of them. The one, and then select itself. Something. Make sense? I think it makes sense. Sort of. Is there a limit to how many tags you can make? I have to wonder. I wouldn't think so, but... did I actually set it, though? No, I did not. Okay. I could also... Google says 10,001. I don't think I'm going to reach 10,001. I don't think I have to worry about that. I think I'm going to remove tags over time. I think it's going to it's going to go up, but then it's going to go back down, because I'm going to rewrite this code at some point and be like, wow, that was god-awful. Glad that's over. And then that's what I'm predicting. Or maybe I'll never touch the code again. Maybe I'll just accept that it's bad. That might be more realistic, actually. Okay. You have this tag now. So then... I can only finish projects if I keep the code really clean. Yeah, I don't know. It does help with motivation. One thing I definitely think file management is important. I can't stand having mixed up files. But I can deal with like some scuffed code. I wish I had the motivation to fully rewrite everything. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't think I will have that motivation, but occasionally I might realize I could have done something better, hopefully. Look at the size of the code base and just no bound. Yeah, that's valid. That's a very big undertaking, I feel like. What if I have what if I do this? And then instead of finding it here, I do this. And then that way, if I use tags, I can reference the name tag display. More better. I feel like I actually have the issue a lot of the time of like trying to make things perfect before moving on. And so I'm like purposefully trying to avoid that while I work on this. Because I would in the past spend a lot of time like trying to implement something exactly the optimal way, and then I would just never finish it. So. Okay. We need to go into the prefab. Purchasable keycap. Let's drag these in. Let's set these in the prefab, huh? It is very annoying to switch between files in the. I don't know. It just feels like it adds up, I guess. Alright, name tag display. Okay. These all have the tag. So then. Game objects. We're gonna need public void deselect. Game object array purchasable keycaps equals game object dot find game objects with tag purchasable keycap. Okay, purchasable keycap. No, we're gonna need for each. For each game object keycap game object in that boom purchasable keycap. No, it's not what I want. Keycap equals keycap go dot component purchasable keycap. God, this is so messy. Okay. Keycap.nameTag.displayDot.setActive. We're going to set them all active, and then we're going to set our own inactive. Activate all name tag displays. Deactivate selected name tag display. Yes. And then deselect any previously selected keycaps. Select this keycap. Something like that. At least I use comments sometimes, you know? Everything else about my code might be atrocious, but I write comments sometimes. I actually can't fathom, my friend, we're both computer science majors, and we're doing the same projects, and he just won't use comments at all, and then at the end he's like, oh, I gotta go back and add comments so that I don't get points taken off. And I'm just like, bro, I needed those comments. I actually never could have finished this project without writing comments. Okay, this works. It's kind of weird. Because because of the double selecting thing, it feels a little weird. Because if a word ends with something another word started with, I don't know. I was the same, always went back at the end to save comments. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I need the comments to survive. But also, sometimes I do go back and I'm like, maybe I could write a few more so that I definitely don't lose any points. But, I don't know. I like to just, sometimes I will, comment almost every line. We had a class this last semester where we learned OCaml, and if you've never used OCaml, there's no loops. You always have to use recursion, assuming you're doing functional OCaml at least. I don't know how it works with imperative OCaml, but we have to do everything through recursion, and I'm just like, I need I need everything commented, otherwise I'm lost. Oh yeah, see how spring ended with G and then got started being selected at the same time. It feels kind of weird. I don't know if I like it or not. But either way, we are now selecting exactly one keycap. Which is nice. But I need, okay. We basically just need a way for you to choose where you're going to put this keycap, and my instantaneous thought is that you just press the position on the keyboard, or you press the key that you want that keycap to replace, essentially. In terms of position, not it doesn't matter what letter is actually there. You press the position you want the new keycap to go. But one, is that confusing or hard to use? And two, how do you say, no, actually, I want to select a different keycap? These are the questions. Space, enter, backspace, real. Actually, I think I like space. Because space is how you attack otherwise. So it's already like a, this does something button, I guess. I don't know. I think it'll make it less confusing instead of more confusing, probably. But maybe you type the word, you press space to be like, yes, this is the one. Or you backspace to say, nah, actually, I changed my mind after pressing space. And then once you press space, you can press any key on the keyboard, and it'll go there. Yes, yeah, yes. Something like that. If input.get key down key code dot space if is selected ready to place. And then we can kind of steal this. Oh, it's so gross. It's all so gross. Everything about it is disgusting. All of the code, it's disgraceful. And then also make sure this is false, just in case. Something like this. And then we'll have a show if ready to place. And I'm thinking for this, we do some crazy stuff here. I'm thinking we transform dot position dot local position equals we move it up a little bit. That's what I'm thinking right now. Clearly something's wrong. I just realized I was doing transform.position.local position. I was confused for a second. But I'm gonna put these at the end. I should probably just make a separate function for this, huh? Private void detect space bar. Yeah. That is certainly one of the methods of all time. Maybe handle spacebar is marginally better for now. I guess you could call it like handle confirmation. I don't know. And then we can see if any of it works. I think I can confidently say this is the worst code I've written in this entire project. Just all today. Just all of it. None of it's good. Okay. It moves forward. It does not stay selected. Should fix that. And then yeah. We could even. I swear I just saw this. Vector 3.1. Didn't know that existed until right now, when it got suggested to me. Bum bum. Seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds, 15 seconds. Somehow I've made it work. Oh wait, I just have to. Okay. 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 I feel like I could spend so long just rewriting this mess I've created. I'm definitely going to rewrite some of this off stream, I think. Okay, now I want to add in backspace. If I just call this handle input, I'm probably rewriting it anyway. Rapid prototyping first, pretty code later. Exactly! I'm actually going to do backspace or escape. basically say ready to place equals false. Yeah. Yeah. And then basically have to like undo this. I need to reactivate all the name tag displays, and then what did I'm gonna just keep going with this for the purpose of keeping going with it, but I'm gonna change it so soon. I just want to see it happen. I spelled purchasable wrong here. That's why it was... Wow. Let's see. Activate all the name tag displays. It'll stay selected. This is where we test and we see if it doesn't do what I'm picturing in my head. Oh, okay. Yes, I forgot to change the name of the thing. I love when there's an error and I'm just like, oh yeah, duh. Like, that's very nice, you know? It's much better than when you sit there for a long time being confused. Bum, bum. Do we have... Okay, that error doesn't mean anything. Piece, space, backspace. Okay, I need to hide the name tag display for this one again. That's the step I was forgetting. Okay. I would really like to make it so you can swap the keycap. I would like to have that, like, done. And at that point, it might be time to end the stream, because it's becoming brain rot. But, and I'm hungry, is the other main factor. But I want to be able to swap in one of the new keycaps. I don't care if it's ugly how it happens, I just want to see it happen. What? Did I... What? Huh? 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 What? Oh, I need to ponder this for a second. It's gonna do this for... It's gonna run this on each of them. So I guess I should say if is selected, do this. I don't know why the one is doing it, but the other ones aren't. Okay, wait. We're okay. After this is done compiling, it's actually taking so long to compile every time now. Okay, it's time for the moment of truth. We've been putting this all off for too long. Does purchasable have an E in it? It doesn't. Okay. Gotta take that down mentally. I've spelled it differently so many times. This is just like gray. There's like the American spelling of gray with an A and the like British spelling with E, I think. I think that's like how it technically is. But like I will literally use both spellings of the word gray in the same sentence. And just like not even think about it. My brain would get bored of typos and just rename it Bible. That's actually... It's a good idea, I think. Okay, for some reason, that is not going away. You're welcome, I take cash or card. Nah. Okay. We're just gonna quickly. Okay. If input dot. Okay. Where's typing test? I need to take inspiration from the typing test script. Scripts, typing test. How did I write typing test? Now I'm just gonna make it so it swaps with the letter you press. That's where I'm at. Like I'm just gonna throw it together. And once I throw it together, I'll feel complete inside. Oh, typing test is over here. Oh no. No! I undid my window split. New vertical document group? Can I like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, wait. I basically just put a vertical split here so that my webcam doesn't block the code, and I broke it. Input.any key down. That's what I want. Okay. I will literally copy all of this. Get rid of the debug logs. I don't think we care about the regular expression. Because we're gonna in typing tests, there's like a regular expression. So the test only handles input that like meets this. But I think we're just gonna get the first key that was pressed, and then we're gonna say keycap. Oh god. Okay, we want the keyboard weapon, I think. Yes. Okay. Game object. Keyboard weapon equals game object dot find game object with tag keyboard weapon, then keyboard weapon equals that, but that, boom, boom, pow, boom. And then for each keycap in weapon dot keycaps if keycap dot get characters dot contains pressed key what do we got here actually? This is work. Purchasable keycap display. Okay, this doesn't actually like have a keycap. So what we'll need to do is public keycap info keycap data, and then keycap data dot keycap letter equals how do we actually pick a random UMD pick random value from enum? I mean, I understand how I can do this, but I want this seems sufficient-ish. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Keycap dot key type. Keycap letter is a key type, right? This is really something. What does what? Okay, I have questions for myself. keycap display just doesn't update itself because it gets updated by the keyboard display instead. That's how that works. So I guess I just need to copy what keyboard display does. Or I just don't. I don't worry about it for now. And it'll appear correctly once it goes into the keyboard. Okay, now we need to copy this. But keycap type. And then keycap position doesn't matter. Okay, let's see. Can we just like... Okay. Okay. Deselect. What are we looking at? So we need to replace the keycap that's found. So this keycap in here, we want to say keycap dot keycap letter equals keycap data dot keycap letter keycap dot keycap type equals keycap data dot keycap type. Okay. Okay. We're gonna see what happens here. It's taking so long to compile. 20 seconds every time. Wonder why. Okay, I think when we do this, it's not gonna show us, like, the keycaps aren't gonna look customized, but they will be. Okay, if we do... Whoa. Oh no. Oh no. Index is outside the bounds of the array. Get display character. Let's see. Okay. Well, let's, okay. One thing at a time. We can say if it's not selected, do nothing. If it's not ready to place, actually we don't even need to check if it's selected. If it's not ready to place, do nothing. And then let's further investigate what else is wrong with it, because clearly there's many things wrong. Oh wait, I'm also... Okay. By space A. Okay. it yeah, it it's using the display character instead of the position character, because I wrote the code wrong. But nonetheless, does grave not work? Do I know which key grave is? Oh. Anyway, we can now replace keycaps. Oh, I forgot. Did I forget B? Like, wait. Okay, there we go. If I backspace, I can even go back, I assume, and then hit space, and then... Oh. Okay, we broke it. Doesn't matter, though. I'm probably going to rewrite, like, all of that. But it's nice to see it work, quote-unquote. So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to be where I end the stream, because all of my brain power has been used. I'm hungry. It's been... How long has it been? Like 2 hours, 45 minutes. I think that's the longest I've streamed so far. It's been fun. It was nice to talk to everyone. But I think that's... I think that's it. I think that's all I got in me. I'm gonna go eat dinner and then probably come back to this. Yeah. See you guys. You have a good one too. Boop.